For us in Nigeria, the adoption of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and Sustainable Development Goals was watershed in a global effort to eradicate poverty, reduce inequality, to protect our environment. We have since embarked on process for defining a clear pathway towards achievement of SDG in our country. We have mobilized and brought all stakeholders on different strategic platforms for proper coordination. Specifically, we have inaugurated the Presidential Council on SDG, chaired by Mr. President himself, while two standing committees, both at the upper and lower chamber of National Assembly, has been set up to strengthen the institutional mechanism and provide legislative backing for the goals. We have also strengthened the national awareness around the goals, while strong commitment has been made towards effective collaboration with all the stakeholders. For example, the government has set up the Private Sector Advisory Group, the Donor Partnership Forum, the Civil Society Strategy Group as key partners, and all our efforts are yielding great fruits. As in case of the Safe Birth initiative that we initiated 2 years ago, currently being implemented in both national and sub-national level. We have partnered with Coca-Cola Nigeria PLC to support our initiative, and we have already equipped about 20 hospitals. And in the office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President, in addition to the contribution of Coca-Cola, we have completed 10 number of 149-bed hospital, mother and child, specifically to reduce incidence of maternal and infant mortality in Nigeria. In the same vein, active steps have been taken to mainstream the 2030 agenda into national level within the state MDAs, ministry, department, and agency of government, and to also mainstream at the subnational level, both the state government and the local government. We have also adopted and domesticated ISD stimulation model, which was launched at the 74th United Nations General Assembly under the chairmanship of the President of Nigeria, and we have all our ministers who are the promoter of the model. We have the governors from geopolitical zone represented at the meeting where the document was launched to represent the subnational government. The model is for robust planning and budgeting, both at the national and subnational. And the government of the subnational level have agreed to utilize the model. And our intention now is to mainstream that report, ISDG stimulation report, to the subnational level to be able to plan and to use it for their budget purposes. The report was recently launched, like I said, at the just concluded the United Nations General Assembly. We have developed indicators, and the SDG baseline report has been finalized to address the lack of accurate and reliable data that we experienced in the past. We have also support the National Bureau of Statistics through training, conferences, and workshops for them to be able to gather adequate and reliable data for us while working on the goals. As part of our efforts to prevent the drawback found within the implementation of Millennium Development Goals, we have mobilized about 400 young men and women known as SDG core champions across Nigeria. They are youth corpers that are posted into different locations in Nigeria within the local government of Nigeria. What they are supposed to do for us is to mobilize them to be able to get us information from different local government that has no school or water, good drinking water, or lack of basic amenities, they will report to us, and we will contact the state to provide the necessary infrastructure. But in case where they don't have budgetary provision and they are not ready, we can intervene. And that is the essence of having them in all the 77 for local government. We have, to support the 400, we have volunteers also that we put together to join them in performing this role. Celebrities have been identified about 18 months ago, and we have enlisted them as our SDG ambassador to help us communicate the message of Agenda 2030 to the general public, to generate momentum and citizen commitment for the achievement of SDG in our country. Nigeria has also put in place mechanism for identifying and targeting the poor with pro-poor and pro-development programs undertaken in each of the states of the federation to support the government of the subnational level, so to ensure that there's no poverty, no hunger, and we provide decent job for them to be able to take care of themselves and take care of their family. The social investment program of Nigeria, of the federal government of Nigeria, has also taken to the grassroots, taken to the market directly by the vice president, the #2 citizen of Nigeria. You can see in the social media that the vice president go to the market directly to identify the poor, the poor of the poor, and they were given financial empowerment to start trade, to increase to improve on their trades, or to introduce to new trades, so that they can take care of themselves, they can take good care of their children, they can support their children's education. And this is part of our social investment program of the federal government of Nigeria, and good number of people were taken out of poverty through this introduction of microcredit loan. So they were expected to pay back when they stabilize. We recognize that where there's no peace, where there's no justice, and economic development becomes scarce commodities. And we have government of Nigeria has taken steps to strengthen the justice system to protect the right of the vulnerable population in our society. We have partnered, my office had partnered with Nigeria Bar Association. Through this partnership, we intend to fight monumental oppression, deprivation, and wholesale abuse of underprivileged, the indigent and vulnerable group, by offering free legal services to address unnecessary abuse arising from lack of social and financial capacity to protect and enforce their rights when tampered upon. So this, what I'm saying here is that we have engaged the support of Nigeria Bar Association nationally. So we can make a call to anybody in any state that my child is abused or I am abused. So without having a dime, you can get justice. And this is the best thing that has happened to our poor people, the vulnerable of the society. So getting justice will strengthen and give courage to all the poor people in the society. This will also help in the attainment of Goal 16, and particularly Target 3, 5, and 6, through the multiplier effect to attain the all SDGs. We believe that all stakeholders must work together, especially the private sector, the civil society, the academia, the promoter of peace, and all other group of people. Because SDG is for you, it's for me, it's for all of us. And that's why the partnership is very, very key. It's the mother of all the goals, which is Goal 17, the mother of all the goals, so that we can work together. We believe that all stakeholders must come together, work together in partnership for the good of our people, so that by 2030, no one will be left behind.